This is DJ from High Impact Motorsports. As you can see here, we have a block gasket for the fuel lines. This is the OEM one, and these things are around $60 to $70 brand new. They're not truly new because it's old stock and they're discontinued. They've been discontinued for a long time. I think the Fiero store is the only place that you can actually find these. So right here we have a modified one. What I did was I took a razor blade and I cut all this O-ring section out of here, and I left the one that is stitched or pressed into the gasket. So as you can see, I just put an O-ring, got them to fit, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to torque this down with the block, and we're going to see if it leaks. If it doesn't, then we have a solution. Okay, I have rigged it up into the test bench. This is my fuel going through the rail. This is the inlet. This is the return. I pinched it off. There's no leak there. I tried pinching that guy off, but he started spraying everywhere, so I just ran the cold start injector. If anyone wanted to know, these actually just unscrew. You just kind of rotate it out. There's an O-ring that sits inside this guy, and when he goes in the intake, on the lower intake, there's an O-ring there too. So never forget about that. If you're fighting a vacuum leak, sometimes these O-rings unseat, and it can create a vacuum leak right there at the lower intake. But long story short, here we go. I got this on high pressure. What we're trying to do is just make sure there's no leaks out this guy, because he's got the new O-rings. And the cool thing is I will be able to take this fuel pressure regulator hat off and see if there's any fuel inside there when I go to pull the hat. If there isn't, then I know the regulator doesn't leak, and that's a benefit. Well, if it did leak, usually you'd have fuel spray out this guy, but just little diag information for anyone out there. I just put these injectors in just to seal off the rail. That's another thing. If you guys were to test this and one of these was leaking fuel, then you'd be like, hey, I have a leaky injector. Or stuck open. There's that one too. But here we go. All right, it is primed. Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. So far I'm running 40 PSI through this rail. My machine does give me the option to increase or decrease pressure, desired pressures. But yeah, so far looking good. I got plenty of fuel flow going through. These are nice and dry. We're dry here. I am just doing this for a minute. Let me get a light on the backside, because you know, reflection and everything will help. Look at that, it is dry. Guys, we might actually have an alternative. I am going to take no action if you do this. I am not liable, but so far this looks promising. And if it was my car and I didn't have the money for a gasket or the time to wait for a gasket, I would definitely do this modification. And so far, like I said, everything looks dry. Oh yeah. Yep. Well, I think we found a solution. So, cheers to a new video. Okay, so since you guys are probably wondering what the heck I used, the blue one right here is a EV1 O-ring injector. Basically, it's some of the new kits you find are different colored. You can find them in brown, tan, whatever is available. This one happened to be the blue. So this is a new O-ring. That'd be for an EV1 injector. I put him there. This is an old O-ring that expanded from one of the old fuel injectors. So like one of the ones I just took out of this rail. And it made a nice tight fit. So what happens is see how much it sticks out at the bottom. When you get that on the rail and this guy goes down, it then pushes the O-rings up a little bit. Or better yet, it molds around the O-ring, and it creates a really nice tight seal. So there we are. Now you know.